PG&E's monopoly territory is home to 17 million people.
Families already struggle to pay their bills.
PG&E was convicted of 91 felonies.
Really? I mean, what's next?
Greybeard Talks Solar. He is SolarWise.
Welcome to the Greybeard Talks Solar YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining us today. Today's video is going to be a hard-hitting video on why the cost of waiting for you, waiting to adopt solar, waiting to explore it, could be massive. Some big changes are underfoot. Solar is under attack. And in today's video, I'm going to outline 5 major reasons why I don't think time's on your side, 5 major reasons why we believe solar is going to change, and some of the programs and some of the benefits that you would get today if you explored it, if you adopted it today, could be lost if you wait. So time is not on your side. Explore solar now. The cost of waiting is massive, is going to be our subject. So let's just jump right in. But before I do, please, if you're a new watcher on the video, if you like what you hear and see, please smash that like, share, and subscribe button. We definitely like to continue to grow the channel and help people out there become more solar wise. All right, so let's jump into it. So in case you didn't know, there's a congresswoman out of North Dakota, okay? Her name is Julie Fedorchak. I don't know how to pronounce her name, but she's from North Dakota, and she's authored a bill that would essentially get rid of the solar income tax credit benefit that's associated with solar today, and that benefit is a 30% federal income tax credit. So if you don't understand how income tax credits work, it's a dollar for dollar offset of taxes owed. Think of it simply like this. The government's willing to pay 30% of the cost of solar for you if you decide to move forward with you buying a system, either with cash or with financing. If you're the owner of the system, solar enjoys a 30% federal income tax credit benefit today in 2025. Now, she's authored this bill. Maybe it becomes part of the big, beautiful bill that's coming from the Trump administration. Maybe it's separate, but there is no question that we've worried that solar could be under attack. So how would this affect you? Okay. It would affect you in many ways, but the first and most obvious way is if this bill does go through, if it is adopted, if the solar tax credit goes away, essentially for people that want to own a system, it's going to make solar 30% more expensive than it is right now. Today, 30% more costly, because you won't have any federal incentive to adopt solar. You'll just have to pay cash for it with no tax incentive whatsoever. So obviously a 30% increase in cost due to the loss of that benefit is substantial and meaningful. And we believe it would obviously neuter or constrict solar adoption greatly if that does in fact come into fruition. Now, as a byproduct of that, a lot of people don't realize how that would change other programs that are available. So think about it this way. If the tax credit goes away, one of the best programs that we've seen in solar would immediately go away too. And so what I'm talking about is an agreement called a power purchase agreement. The cheapest way to adopt solar now compared to, for example, like financing a system or getting a loan for a solar system. And the way a power purchase program works is power purchase programs raise money from investors that want 2 things. They want tax mitigation. They want tax benefits. They want that 30% federal income tax credit benefit. And they want a long-term cash-on-cash return on their investment. They want to make some money on it. But the big attractive thing for many of these investors, the immediate thing is with a power purchase program, the homeowner, that is maybe you, in this equation, you don't own the system. They call it a TPO, or third party owned. Investors that pooled their money together to fund these types of programs, they're the ones that receive the 30% federal income tax credit. And then they also get a guarantee or an agreement that you've signed that they'll get 25 years of cash flow in the bought energy that you would buy from the solar system that they installed with their money. So these programs are very, very unique in that No money out of your pocket, no money required by you, no loan in your name, no debt in your name, nothing on your FICO. It's the closest thing to having an alternative to like PG&E in California that you could sign up with to get cheaper energy than what PG&E charges you using solar as the chassis. But these programs are critically dependent on that tax credit. So effectively, if the tax credit goes away, the investor's incentive would go away. These programs would then go away. And this is, again, one of the cheapest options available today in solar. For context, for those that might be in PG&E territory, PG&E's Tier 1 daytime rate right now is 43 cents a kilowatt hour. Their Tier 2 evening time rate between 3 and 9 p.m., that is 62 cents a kilowatt hour. So think 43 to 62 cents. We've got programs, the power purchase programs, that are delivering rates as low as 18 to, let's say, 27 cents a kilowatt hour compared to PG&E at 43 to 62. So if this does, in fact, if this Congresswoman Julie Federshack from North Dakota, if her bill does become law, if the tax credit does go away, not only would solar cost 30% more for people that want to buy cash, but those of you out there that might benefit or want to benefit from these power purchase programs, no money out of your pocket, no loan in your name, no debt, simple FICO credit score, soft pull to qualify, those programs would evaporate immediately as well. Now, that might be enough, but as I started this video saying, I've got 5 reasons why I don't think time is on your side, and you should consider exploring solar right now. By the way, we do have a special ebook available if you'd want to take advantage of this. I outline all of these so you can have a PDF printed copy of it. It's called Explore Solar Now. The cost of waiting is massive. All you got to do is text YouTube, 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 what you're watching me on, to 84503. Just text it to that 5-digit number, YouTube, to 84503, and we'll make sure you get that ebook. But let's talk about one other thing that is definitely a sign that maybe time is not on your side in exploring solar, and that's right now tariffs. So tariffs have really begun to have an effect. We're starting to see that. Our installers, as a solar broker, I currently work with, I've worked with over 30 different installers, but we're actively working right now with 11. We found the 11 best installers that we can work with throughout California. And we've already had 3 of the 11 increase prices because of tariffs. And so stated simply, think about it this way. Much of solar componentry is made throughout the world. Stated simply, very little of solar equipment is exclusively made and manufactured in the United States. So because it is made globally, the tariffs are having an effect on that. We're seeing pricing increases as maybe modest as 10% to maybe as much as 30%. And I think the longer that the Trump administration tariff policy is in effect, the more exposure we're going to see and have to not only increases right now, but future increases. So effectively, solar, in our opinion, is going to get more expensive as an asset or as an investment that you would make because of the tariff policy of the Trump administration. Now, if that wasn't enough to consider, then you need to also consider this. PG&E coming off of now 6 total rate increases in 2024. 6 rate increases to the tune of over 31% increase in cost. PG&E has the gall, has the audacity to now tender an additional request with the CPUC to now make, many people don't realize this, 10 requests in total that are tendered at the desk of the CPUC. So not only did PG&E raise rates 6 times last year in 2024, they just requested another rate increase to add to the previous 9 others that they've requested from the CPUC. So that makes 10. And by the way, the CPUC has been the one that has rubber stamped most of these requests, allowing your utility bill to skyrocket, allowing most people that live in California that unfortunately have the disastrous benefit of sourcing their energy from PG&E exposed to doubling their utility bill in the last 5 or 6 years. Many people I talk to have seen their current energy costs double because of PG&E in the last 5 or 6 years. So now PG&E is continuing to step on the gas. They've tendered another rate increase on the desk of the CPUC that they'll most likely rubber stamp, and your utility bills will continue to go up. And so along that vein, I think it's highly unrealistic to ever expect that PG&E is going to get cheaper. They're a for-profit, publicly traded utility company that has guaranteed profitability when they spend money. When they spend money on grid maintenance, wildfire mitigation, undergrounding lines, onboarding new generation assets, they get guaranteed profitability of over 10%, rubber stamped by the CPUC. So it's a license to spend. But unfortunately, it's a license to spend your money. So I think it's highly unrealistic to expect as time goes on that PG&E isn't going to continue to mash on the gas pedal of increasing your rates and making more and more folks have more and more discomfort in their own home and unable to afford to use the energy that they'd really like to live their best life. And I think that's a travesty. And so in addition to that, this brings me to a separate subject that I always like to talk about in finances. So I'm a former 22-year fiduciary financial advisor. I sold that practice in 2017, found my way into solar a few years later and have been in solar ever since. And it's important to understand that anytime you spend money that you could have not spent or could have saved, let's say, it's not only the dollar you lose. So, for example, I used to give this as an example to my former financial services clients. I used to say, listen, if you pay $1 more in taxes than you should have or could have, you not only lose the dollar, but you also lose the recovery of the dollar and what it could have earned for you over the next 20, 25, 30 years. They call that an opportunity cost. It's the lost opportunity cost of taking those recovered funds and parking them or placing them someplace else where they might do far better for you over a long period of time than just being wasted or exhausted. So for those of you out there that wonder how that ties into the current solar equation, I would just offer you this. The longer that you wait to consider or explore solar, you're continuing to enrich the utility company and you're continuing, in my opinion, to waste money that could have been saved. And it's not only the cost of the wasted money, but it's also the additional cost of what you could have been able to do, benefit your family, benefit yourself, save for retirement, save for college, make an investment, get a separate investment property, open up an Airbnb, start a business. And that money, if it goes to the utility company, it's going to be lost forever. And you continue to propagate and enrich them. But if you recover it, you get to save it. And it's not only the hard cost of the dollar, but it's what that dollar could earn for you over time as well. So the longer that you wait, the more it's going to cost you aggregately. So kind of in summary here, here's the cost of waiting. And again, if you want to get our latest ebook that I wrote, I believe it's 16, 17 pages, some great information on California's energy future, how the cost of waiting is going to be considerable in the future, but it's called Explore Solar Now. The cost of waiting is massive. Again, all you got to do is text YouTube to 84503. I'll make sure you get a copy of that. YouTube to 84503 is our short code text number. But here's kind of in summary. Right now, solar's under attack. Rep Julie Federshack introduced a bill that would eliminate the income tax credit. If the income tax credit for solar goes away, it's going to make solar, for those of you out there watching this video, 30% more expensive. It's going to immediately end PPAs, power purchase agreements, which are some of the cheapest ways that you can adopt solar now. No loan in your name, no cash out of pocket, no money required by you, and rates that are easily half the cost of the utility. We also have tariff risk. Obviously, we're now a couple of months into the tariff policy of the Trump administration. We're starting to see that have an effect. Out of my solar broker companies that I work with, we've already had 3 of them increase rates. PG&E is continuing to step on the gas of increasing the cost of your energy outside of solar. So I think it's highly unrealistic to expect that that's going to change anytime soon. And then every month you wait, you're not only losing those dollars, but you're losing what those dollars could have earned you had you been able to recover them and put them to work someplace else to benefit you and your family. And so with that, that's kind of a summary of the concerns that I have regarding kind of the immediate attacks on solar. I very much appreciate you tuning in to watch the channel. Thank you for watching the Greybeard Talks Solar YouTube channel, where a little wisdom goes a long way toward turning sunshine into some serious savings for many of you out there in YouTube land. And don't forget to smash the like, share, and subscribe buttons. We'd like to help more people become SolarWise. And don't forget, stay charged, stay informed, and keep shining, my friends. We'll see you again, same time, same place next week. We always launch the channel Mondays at 9 a.m. Pacific. So have a great week, and we'll see you in the next video.
Thanks for listening to SolarWise, Greybeard Talks Solar. Please visit our website, solarwiseco.com, to learn more. And we will see you next time on SolarWise.